This is actually a picture of
the original logo.
The original
logo.
Oh
yeah, I remember. Yeah, you guys were one of the probably for doing that stencil thing. Everybody took over the event. Man, every single thing had an infamous spray paint on it. Yeah. I remember getting T-shirts, and you guys would do the stencils up and down the side. And hey guys, what's going on? It's Joe and Lomo Paintball. I'm here with Travis from Infamous. We're actually about to cover the history of the team. There's a lot of guys around here that, just always know Infamous as just, oh man, this is one of the baddest dudes on the block, the Skeleton Squad, shaking things up in the pro level. But you guys have been around it's been a while now. It makes me feel old to think about it. So I remember when you guys first burst onto the scene, a little bit of controversy, defection, sponsorship issues, and all that crazy stuff. You guys kind of the original bad boys of the paintball. So let's get into it.
It's 2004 is actually when the team came about. Back then there's an NXL, but there was an original NXL that had all the pro teams were sort of locked in this one league.
Franchises, right? It was supposed to be. It was all set up to real mimic the NBA. It was East Conference, West Conference, and you guys were it was kind of locked in on contracts. You could only play the NXL, and it was like the rankings were completely different. They were trying to make it its own league.
Yeah, and it was it was a lot of like old buddies from we were on Avalanche together. So it was me and LaSoya and LB and Richardson, and there's a whole group of us came over, and they said you can have a franchise, but you have to pick a city. These are the city that's already taken, and we were from everywhere anyways, so that we ended up with like Miami effect.
Yep.
So I'm not really sure how we came up with that, but it was an odd because people are like, y'all from Miami, and we're like, no, we're not.
Yeah, because it started, so the very first NXL, I think, was a year before, right? It was 2003, I think is when NXL started.
Oh,
yeah. It was Mardi Gras. Yeah, okay. Mardi Gras was, when the first NXL started. So you guys played under the Miami Effect franchise for, it was like a season.
Yeah, it was like one or two seasons, and honestly, like it was super frustrating because there was another league, it was MPPL, and they were giving away, $25,000 cash every event. And
it was big, because that was where everybody's frustration mounted, right? Because I remember Billy Sransky was telling me, and he's like, we pretty much just play every event to not really win anything until World Cup. So obviously nowadays people just kind of know one national league. So this was back when there was competing the MPPL, and then the NXL was the PSP thing, right?
Right.
So you had two big. The 7-man format was MPPL, and then PSP was
like X-Ball, but then the pro division of PSP was NXL. So it was confusing.
Yeah, so it was competition. So anyways, frustrations. I mean, this was back when X-Ball was it was like 16 or 20-minute halves. I mean, you guys were shooting 15 balls per second was the legal limit. I remember everybody's intimidators normally dial in at about 22 balls per second was
pretty much
we played at. Rules said 15. Yeah. Everybody played at about a soft 22.
Yeah, depending on what you could get your like Halo B up to. Yeah. That's really what the whole thing was.
So
cheater boards galore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not that I had one, but
of course. Yeah, exactly. There was no like magnetic rings that guys would wear to activate a board.
The Russians had that.
Yeah. The collusion was crazy back then, guys. So 2004 comes, and you guys decided we're just screw the NXL pretty much.
Yeah. So we had been asking, hey, why do we only allowed to play in this one league? And they were like, well, it's our basically you have signed away your rights as Miami Effect. This is our franchise, and you can't use it. So we were like, we want to play. There was an event in Huntington Beach. It looked awesome. We really wanted to play it. We couldn't play it. So then the next one was in Tampa, and we were like, look guys, we're going to play it. We think we're some of the best paintball players of our time, and it's super frustrating to not be able to play on whatever stage we want to play on. So we flew to Tampa. We couldn't use our Miami Effect jerseys, so we brainstormed as a group, and we sort of said, hey, let's call this new team Infamous. And we had black and yellow jerseys, but they were just like blank. And so we ended up Gator and Brandon and some of the other guys like cut out a stencil, so you can see this is actually a picture of
the original logo.
The original
logo.
Oh
yeah, I remember. Yeah, you guys were one of the probably for doing that stencil thing. Everybody took over the event, man. Every single thing had an Infamous spray paint on it. Yeah. I remember getting T-shirts, and you guys would do the stencils up and down the side and all that. So you mentioned Gator. Gator is Rusty's younger brother, right?
Yeah, Rusty was on the team. Gator was on the team. I mean, we had a bunch of dudes on the team, but it was, we felt like we were some of the best players in the world, and we wanted to go play. So we sprayed.
Yeah, so I still remember the magazine cover from, it was like Paintball News, where it had like all 9 of your faces. Right. You, Lasoya, Brandon, John, LB.
Right.
Yeah. No, it was heck of a squad.
Yeah, that was all the founding fathers of Infamous, and.
So anyway, so you guys roll into Tampa in 2004. You missed Huntington Beach. You roll into Tampa, and
we won.
Yeah,
so we beat Dynasty in the finals, just 2 games straight. It was like a two out of 3, but it didn't make it to 3, and it was. We were like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. And then the NXL is like, hey, guess what? You guys are banned for life.
So they come in. They said, all right, you guys violate. So Dynasty obviously wasn't playing in the NXL.
Correct.
Yeah, they were one of the teams that weren't. It was Philadelphia Americans,
Russian Legion.
Yeah, they were playing under the Boston Red Legion, so they represented Boston, and it was Oakland Assassins was Bob Long's team. Right. The original New York Extreme was one of them. Mm-hmm. Detroit Thunder was
the Strange guys.
Yeah, it was Strange and Fusion. It was like Mark Ruel, Matt Page, Grant, it was a combination of Detroit Fusion guys. So but so you guys rolling in Tampa, won, you're all happy, and then NXL reaches out to you and says,
you guys can't play anymore. So the next step was, we were like, well, cool, we have $25,000, and
we just won a bunch of money.
Yeah, we would have $0 if we played in your league. So then we went to Denver, and then we won that one.
Yeah.
And at that point, PSP said, look, you can't play NXL, you've been banned, but they allowed all the other NXL teams to now play MPPL. And then we just ended up playing the open divisions. And then the open division ended up being the super exciting division anyhow, because it was us and Dynasty and Russians and all this. So.
Yeah, it was heavily. Yeah, because I remember Chicago 04. Yeah, because then you guys ended up, because there was Open X Ball, which Dynasty, and then it was Avalanche. I remember. Right. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you guys. That was at Badlands.
Yeah,
so I remember. I was just a boy at that time.
Oh yeah.
So, but so then obviously, you guys carried out, and then. And then what? So that was 2004, end of that season, and then they started letting everybody, and then the whole NXL disbanded. They got rid of the locked-in franchises and all that type of stuff.
You're welcome.
So you guys were the ones that tore it all down.
I mean, I don't think we didn't set it up.
So broke up the original infrastructure. So and then went into 2005, and then it was just Open X Ball or Pro X Ball or something.
Yeah, and then at some point, I guess they let us back in to whatever the Pro League was, and we ended up being Los Angeles Infamous, because the bulk of us were from LA at the time. Myself and Lambertson, and even Lasoya moved out there. I mean, we had a whole crew, Richardson. We were all basically in Southern California at that point.
All right. Yeah, so that would have been 06, kind of in that.
I mean, when you're talking years, we're talking about the wrong guy.
Mid 2000, or mid to later 2000s. So, and then it's evolved into, countless pro wins and all that type of stuff, and here we are now. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey, that's for sure.
Yeah, we've had a lot of different roster changes. I mean, we've had some pretty famous dudes come through the lineup, and.
Yeah, some of the best ever play, that's for sure. So, but so what is the future for Infamous now?
So the future is obviously we're in this paintball industry because we love playing paintball and we love paintball. But we've sort of transformed the Infamous name into more of a brand. So it's a high-end brand, but it's we cater to the competitive paintball market. Right. But pretty much we're going to start making products for everybody.
Nice, well, that's cool. So, well, yeah, definitely appreciate you coming by today. Shot a bunch of videos. Have you guys seen the content rolling out? So, but I can't thank you enough. So we've always been big supporters of the team. Make sure you guys check out Infamous Paintball, follow them. Be in the stands rooting these guys out.
Yeah, so, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it, guys. So, of course, go to lonewolfpaintball.com. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Give us a like. Head over to the Jerky Den. Might be a new sponsor for Infamous next season.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Break into the league. So
that's right.
Cool.
In the after show, we're going to see if we can get Travis to reveal something he's never told anyone else ever.
My favorite flavor of jerky.
Patreon.com/LoneWolfPB. See you guys over there.